Mitch takes the trouble to come home early from a business trip.
Honey?
So he can surprise his girlfriend.
What are you doing home?
But the surprise is all his. Frank's getting married.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
But his friends are having second thoughts.
I need to walk away from this ASAP.
And so is he.
I'm gonna have sex with only one person for the rest of my life.
Beanie owns a chain of successful stereo stores.
I'm worth $3.5 million that the government knows about.
He has a beautiful wife and kids.
Do I sound like a happy guy to you, Frankie?
What could possibly make them happy?
We are officially starting a fraternity.
I like it.
From DreamWorks Pictures and Todd Phillips, the director of Road Trip, a new comedy starring Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Vince Vaughn as three men who take a U-turn on life's highway and end up in the frat house of their dreams in Old School. This is Old School Orientation, where you'll meet the cast of outcasts who form the fraternity and the filmmaker with a faculty for comedy who brought it to life.
Cut. Perfect.
Old school for me.
Polka dot shirts,
I thought about it, and I guess, I don't know.
shell toes Adidas.
Cool again. Good times.
Luke Wilson stars as Mitch, whose girlfriend breaks his heart
It's purely sexual.
and whose friends come to the rescue.
You're like an injured young fawn who's been nursed back to health, who's finally going to be re-released into the wilderness.
They split up, and he goes on his own and gets this house, which is right off a college campus, and then he's got these two friends kind of encourage him to start a fraternity.
I live here, Beanie. I'm 30 years old. None of us are enrolled in the college.
Say yes. Yes.
I like the idea of some guy that's kind of uptight, but he likes hanging around with wild people.
I thought we were just having a small get-together.
This is a small get-together.
As frat brother Frank, Will Ferrell goes feral.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
The one thing that my character's been good at is partying.
We're going streaky! Yes!
I wanted to be able to run naked through the streets of Montrose.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
Get in the car.
I get shot in the neck with a tranquilizer dart.
Ow!
That's awesome.
I've fallen into a pool. I'm getting tackled, thrown around,
Time out!
lit on fire. You name it.
And as a high-powered salesman known to his friends as Beanie, Vince Vaughn is the fast-talking ringleader of the trio.
We are going to get so much ass here, it's going to be sick. I'm talking like crazy, like boy band ass. My character, I think Beanie's just more of sort of a street guy. He doesn't put a lot of focus on education, and he's kind of a salesman and looking to make a buck. Mitch, college is overrated anyway. I built Speaker City from the ground up. I can barely read. I always found it sort of funny, you know, the guy getting over on the other guy, and just to me it was always funny that he would commit and, you know, kind of believe what he was saying, but it had another agenda. You know, it's just more levels going on, so it's more interesting in a way. We will give nothing back to the academic community, as well as provide no public service of any kind. This much I promise you.
It's fun for me to get the chance to work with him, and he really is like a powerful personality between, you know, in between the shots and stuff.
Welcome to the official Mitch Martin Freedom Festival.
A lot of the comedy comes from trying to, you try to be in a fraternity, which is absolutely ridiculous, but you're also trying to, like, live your normal life.
We have a situation, sir. What are you guys doing here? I said never at work.
We can only buy KY jelly in the 4-ounce tubes.
It's responsibility versus irresponsibility, basically, in a nutshell.
Can we talk about this later, please?
Old school for someone else is something that's probably just never changed with me.
Heavy drinking.
Trying to get a girl to get drunk so you can get her upstairs.
Marlins on the wall.
Doing it just missionary style with a hooker.
I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's old school.
The Old School year kicks off with Rush Week, when fraternities recruit the most desirable candidates for membership.
Listen up! Altogether, we picked 14 pledges. Wait, he looks like he's 100 years old and wants to pledge?
And put them through an initiation that's all in good fun.
Pace yourself. Sorry.
And done with a lot of dignity.
Release!
For the filmmakers, casting was its own kind of Rush Week.
You're always trying to find interesting minor characters because they tend to bring a lot more truth to the part, and with this truth comes more comedy.
Welcome aboard, Booker.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody that says a word in this movie, we read at least 10 people for.
As Mitch's girlfriend, Academy Award nominee Juliette Lewis is the queen of the drama department.
Be honest. Please tell me this is the first time this has happened.
Well, do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to tell you that this is the first time?
My part, how I describe her, is like the quintessential LA girl. I'm doing really good. You know, I got into body painting, and I talk in what I like to call LA speak. So I'm just sort of like really relaxed and pretty and cute. Well, you know, I'm having this get-together at my place tomorrow night. Just like a few internet friends.
Leah Remini of television's The King of Queens plays Vaughn's wife.
Hey, Frank. Looks like it's a little cold out there, huh?
I think old school is about that. It's going back to, you know, a time when things were simpler and funner, you know, for lack of a better word.
Comedian Andy Dick adds to the liberal curriculum with a class that emphasizes oral presentation.
Who's hungry? Who's hungry?
His name is Barry.
He's the best there is.
And he teaches classes to small groups of women.
Nice work, Marissa. Way to give 110%.
On how to give a proper BJ.
Okay, ladies, our thumbs are down, our wrists are flexed, and we're gonna position ourselves for insertion.
Ellen Pompeo of Moonlight Mile and Catch Me If You Can is the girl who sees through Mitch's madness.
I get the feeling you have an entirely distorted view of who I am.
I roll my eyes a lot, which I guess maybe, you know, of course I would do in real life if guys I knew really acted this way.
Don't you think this is going a little far?
The eye roll says you should love them anyway, even though they're doing all this ridiculous stuff. You still can't live without them.
Unfortunately for Pompeo, she's dating a masher named Mark, played by late-night talk show host Craig Kilborn.
It's a philandering boyfriend, someone who is cheating on his girl. We always need jerks in movies, and I've got that plum role.
Guys don't tell other guys. That's something chicks do.
As the artist guaranteed to make the neighbors call the police,
Mr. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg appears as himself.
The song I'm doing in the film Old School is a classic remake of a song made by Eric B. and Rakim in the mid-'80s. It's called Paid in Full, off of their first record. It's a song that meant a lot to me, and I felt like, you know, doing this song will bring a lot of flavor to this movie.
As the school administrator whose mission in life is shutting down the old school frat house,
Half these guys don't even go to the school. You see the one guy, he's like 90.
Jeremy Piven stops at nothing.
The boys want to live a dream and live a single life, and their house is very close to my campus, and I rezoned the house so that I actually attempt to kick them off campus.
Hello, Mitch. Bernard. So you guys haven't changed much.
I play Gordon Pritchard, who is the dean of the university, the youngest dean in the history of deans, which is heavy.
Beanie, you remember Cheese, Radney's kid brother?
Actually, my name isn't Cheese anymore. It's Gordon Pritchard.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Didn't we lock you in the dumpster one time?
I got out.
Has an anger disorder. And he's brilliant.
Hey, guys. Still want to be in the fraternity?
We've been waiting all semester for you to ask us that.
Matt Walsh and Artie Lang are fraternity brothers.
Give me a fresh beer.
Now! With their own unique appeal.
I bring a lot of young African-American girls.
I hit 80% of the NASCAR guys who drive.
So with that combination as an audience, we're going to really have high ratings, I would think.
Old school definitely means music.
That goes way back to the 80s.
You know, back in the day with Grandmaster Flash.
That one song meant everything.
Like Run DMC and LL Cool J. And
this is those times you look back and you go, oh, God.
The executive producer of Old School is Ivan Reitman, whose credits include Road Trip and the standard for all college comedies, Animal House.
I always thought there was a movie to be made about guys who were past college age. You know, guys who are in their early 30s, who are hitting that sort of very sensitive spot between being kids and being mature adults.
Reitman found the comedy he was looking for when Todd Phillips brought him the script for Old School.
It's really about these guys who are sort of out of step with younger people today, but so badly want to fit in again. A director's job in a comedy is to know where the joke is, and an actor's job in a comedy is to sort of service that joke or that laugh. So I think that the comedy in this movie comes from all different places depending on the scene.
3, action.
I always had the sense about him, number one, that he knows where the joke is, and that there was a sense of knowing how to combine interesting characters in sort of unique situations, you know, that brought about laughter.
What's going on? If you tell anyone about this, I'll kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay, sweetheart?
Producer Dan Goldberg, who earned his old school degree as co-writer of the classic comedies Stripes and Meatballs, credits Phillips with casting actors who brought unexpected humor to the film.
The reality of these guys is much more interesting than it was on the page, and much funnier.
Hey, what do you guys like better, nurse or cheerleader?
It's a nice doll you have there.
Yeah, thanks. She's okay.
Hey, Mark.
I like Todd. I think Todd's funny. I think Todd's, you know, has a very grounded background. And I think he has a good sense of story and for comedy as well.
He's really good about taking the stuff that works and leaving the stuff that ends up being extraneous just to the side.
We usually start rehearsing a scene with the idea of, okay, any ideas here? Anything anyone wants to add or that sort of thing? It's been great, yeah.
Bye.
The old school boys are given a series of tests to determine if they can keep their fraternity.
You've got too far! There's too much to lose! You've got to keep our composure!
Faced with this challenge, the old schoolers demonstrate surprising talents in academics.
The answer is A.
Athletics. And the arts. In the end, we see just how far grown men will go to keep alive their dream of unlimited irresponsibility.
I'm born again, baby!
Cooperative co-eds.
That was pretty.
And the never-ending kegger. The party's on.
Welcome to tonight's main event.
The clothes are off. The brothers are up.
Knew it!
And your disorientation is complete in Old School from DreamWorks.